Hello people of the internet, welcome back to the Armbar arcade, welcome back to the new and improved Naze Retro Lounge. I had to think about that for a moment because we quite recently changed the name, but I've got my Christmas crown, I've got my new Atari hoodie, and we got some lights going on in the background. They're new, so it's new and improved. We're here to play some Ridge Racer. I've got Ridge Racer 64 in the N64 primed and ready to go. Bought it very recently. I haven't even played it yet, so I may be terrible at it, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that I won't be because I've played some other Ridge Racer games and I think we're good. I like the drifting. Got most of the other Ridge Racer games actually. This is probably the last one that I've had to get to. Obviously we did a beatdown on Unbounded. Ridge Racer Unbounded, not a good game, but the rest of them, 1 to 7, I would say, amazing games. So it's going to be good to see whether or not this lives up to the Ridge Racer name. And yeah, I had to delete the save, one of the save files already on this cartridge to make room for mine. Which is a thing you have to do with N64 games. I often forget, I'm like, oh cool, I've got a new game, but if it's a cartridge it's got someone else's save file on it too. I think they had about 22 cars, but we've been reduced to 4 cars, so we'll see what those 4 cars are, shall we, and get started. Hello Preston, hello Nick, welcome to Naze Retro Lounge. We're going to do a Grand Prix. That guy's shouting Ridge Racer at me, and yeah. So we're going to do a Class S 2-lap 12-car race, Stage 1. We'll do Ridge Racer Novice, why not? So what have we got? We've got the FA Racing, that looks pretty standard, it's the Mario of cars. We've got the RT Ryuku, which is handling boy, grippy boy, but it doesn't lose much on the speed and acceleration, that just looks like a better car. The Pac Racing car looks fairly hard to drive at the moment, but it's got Pac-Man on it, so pros and cons. And the RT Subaru, much the same, right? We're going to go for the RT Ryuku because it just looks like the best car by stats. Also, we've got a big colour slider for the colour of the car, which I like. You can have it any shade you want. That's great. I'm going to have it then. Aquamarine. That looks quite nice. You may disagree, but I think it looks nice. Here we go. Oh, bit of a false start there. I don't know. Aha, okay, it's the D-pad. I didn't know whether it was the D-pad or the analog stick to steer, but it is apparently the D-pad. And I try and find, there we go, that's my default view. I would like to turn right now. Okay, that's fine. The D-pad's a little bit sticky on this controller, so I might have to swap one out if we struggle too much. I think we're doing okay, it's just a few teething problems with the N64 controller. Since they were made for people with 3 hands, and I've only got 2 hands. But yeah, it feels similar to the PlayStation Ridge Racers, I would say. Fairly drifty. We haven't got into any drifts yet. The car seems to be pulling left a little bit. I don't know if that's just my controller. I might, yeah. I'm just going to swap out the controller because that is not good. One moment. See, that's a warning to only use official Nintendo products. We had a third-party controller before. Oh, this is far better. Oh yes, and the analog pad works. So on the other controller, the analog stick was just unresponsive, but it works here, so we're good. I think the teething problems were definitely due to the third-party controller and not due to my incompetence. See, we're gaining positions. We're going to try some drifting. That wasn't really a drift, but We're going to pretend like it was. So we're up to 5th in a single lap. That's pretty good. But there's only 2 laps to gain position. So we still need to find the other 4 racers. Where are you? I think they've like gone off in a bit of a pack. There they are. Well, 2 of them at least. A nice pink car and a red car. He's blocking, but we got by him. We're going to do another send around this corner. No. Denied. Surely this time though, yes. 2 cars left to pass. Let's find them. Well, there's one of them. We'll get past... No! Okay, he just sort of glitched in front of us and blocked us. Not that time though. Here's the leader. Coming up on the leader. And... oh, okay. That's weird. Like, going past them, they seem to just... they've got massive hitboxes. I will say that. There we go. Let's see if I can fix some of the issues we appear to be having. Right, tell me if that's better. It might be better. We did win the race though, so that was one thing. We are the champion of the race. I'm sure Queen wrote a song similar to that at one point. So we're going to change course and we're going to do Revolution. So this is interesting. It seems like the courses are named after each Ridge. Yeah, so Ridge Racer Revolution. That was the thing, wasn't it? I think it was. They had Rage Racer as well, but that's not a stage. Revolution. It looks a little bit twistier than... What does it? I don't know, it looks a bit faster to me. We're going to keep the same car. It's been good to us, and I think it's the best car, really. Yeah, I think the tech issue was caused by a little bit of dust or something on the connectors into the Elgato. But we fixed that now, so it's all good.
3, 2, 1.
We're going to try and get a better start than last time. That's much better. I didn't realise it was like Mario Kart where you can get stuck on the line. So we're just going to go for the massive inside line here. The cars seem to have huge hitboxes. I know this is like a Ridge Racer thing, but when you go past them, you're like miles clear of them, and yet you still manage to hit them. We'll see if we can get used to it. Anyway, we did a drift, our first drift of the stream. Press D to drift. This guy's blocking us. He's got a similar car colour though, he must be on our team. Yeah, that wall's in my way. So, I was just trying to destroy it briefly there. Yeah, drifting at the right time in Ridge Racer is all important. Like, drifting at the wrong time is just as bad as not drifting at all. But we'll work it out. I think the more powerful cars you get in Ridge Racer, the easier it is to drift as well. So, more power, more drift. It seems to be quite... I don't know, I'm using the D-pad now, but it seems to be a little bit more responsive than I'm used to with Ridge Racer, which is an interesting difference. Set a lap record. Did he say 2 laps to go? I thought these were all 2-lap races. I mean, I don't mind. It's just more opportunities to catch the AI. A little bit of drift there, we recover from it. It's not quite Ebisu, is it? Let's be real, it's more like the Nevada Speed Challenges as we fly into the air. That's quite a tight turn. I just don't expect it to be that tight. So I hit the wall every single time. Trying to figure out how to drift reliably as well. It used to be some sort of braking and... I don't know. The car doesn't feel fast enough to drift either. It's an interesting one. It feels like a good game though. It feels competently made. And I'm sure we'll... the faster the cars, the easier the drifting. Probably won't be the case. We'll probably struggle to drift them as well. Anyway, we're coming through for our second lap, and only 2 people to catch. One of them's right in front of us. So we've done that. We've seemed to have broken the timer in the top left. It's just stuck on 99, so that's great. There he is. Let me just stop drifting for a moment and I'll catch him. So yeah, Ridge Racer has always been a game that I've enjoyed. I mean, the first one I got was Ridge Racer 5 on the PS2, and that was good. Great music, great sort of summery feel to it. There we go, there's some drifting. And then Ridge Racer Type 4 really showed the way in terms of Ridge Racer games for the PlayStation. I remember playing that vividly and then trying to collect all the rest of the series. Ridge Racer 6 is the only one I don't currently own because I think it's Xbox 360 exclusive. And it's kind of rare. I can never find it in game shops. So if you find that, send it over here and I'll probably end up playing it on stream. We're going to drift across the finish line as we lap someone. Or, well, nearly lap. Nope, we're going to do it. Okay, we sort of lapped them. We won though. I got 99 seconds, but the time ain't none. I like it. I'm the champion. I love that, like, you win a race. You're the champion of this race. This one, you're the champ. You're the champion. It's not like a series. You are the champion. Driver, you are the champion. Let's change the course. I like retire as the next option. Like, are you done winning yet? Do you wanna retire? No, not yet. Oh, this is a bit of a figure of 8. There's a hairpin there. There's a big straight. I think I'm gonna like this circuit. This is another 3-lap race. Still no other cars. I'm wondering whether a less grippy car might be more inclined to drift. So we're gonna try the FA Racing. What colour should our car be? I'm gonna have a little vote in the chat while I take a sip of coffee. That's it, my 1-0 record. I am the ultimate MMA fighter. I'm the GOAT of racing. It's got some good music as well, actually. Like, Ridge Racer Type 4 has some, like, properly good music, but I'm enjoying this one so far as well. Also, if no colours are suggested, we're going bright pink. You have been warned. Look at that monstrosity. Do you want that? Do you want to inflict that on the world? Well, we're about to inflict it on the world. I missed the button. But there we go. We're going to listen to Ridge Racer Roots as we race.
2, 1, go!
And apparently get some sort of boost. I do like blue next time. I will remember the colours if we're suggesting them. I think there's some sort of delay between me seeing the chat and it being posted, so if you have been suggesting colours, we'll definitely get to them. The hitboxes in this game are something else, aren't they? Like, you're going to overtake someone, it's like, oh no, you hit them. It's like, I literally didn't. I was miles clear of them. The Rock, yeah, I'll admit I hit that one, but the other racers, no. No sir, that was not me. We got a tunnel. I like the sort of attempt to echo in the tunnel, but it just sounded kind of weird instead. There we go, we're going to give him plenty of space as we... Well, or we were going to give him plenty of space. What's this guy got? Nitrous! Excuse you. There we go. Double overtake. That's a tight turn. That's a tight turn. We're just doing a bit of AJ in drift mode here. Just getting those drifts in a straight line going. To be fair, it was the drift mode that kind of inspired me to pick up Ridge Racer 64. I saw it and I was like, yeah, drifting's fun. Let's do some drifting. So thank you for that. Right, here we go. Here's the hairpin. Can we drift it? No. No, we can't. Bob the Builder, can he drift it? No. No, he's literally not very good at that. Thing is, we've been drifting when we haven't really been wanting to, so I don't know quite what the secret ingredient is to a drift, but hopefully we'll find out before too long. Up to 4th though. Up to 3rd even. It's only the 2nd lap as well. There's 3 laps to go. I think you have to just sort of chuck it into the corner and then hope for the best for a drift. I don't know. It's some Ridge Racer games it feels like you can just drift instantly, and then other ones it feels like you have to work for it. I like a mix, but I will say the car hasn't helped any drifting aspirations we might have had. So we're maybe up for another car change before the next race. Here we go. Into 2nd place. Where's the leader? Is he round this hairpin? There. Oh, I thought we were going to do a bit of a switchback on the hairpin, but instead we just destroyed our bonnet. No worries. Commence attack. Stop attack. Yeah, we overtook him. I love the announcer guy in Ridge Racer. He seems to be so enthusiastic for the smallest of things. Like, we did an overtake, he's like, you've got him! Okay, so I think if I take my hand off the accelerator, that's what prompts the drift. Because we only seem to do it around difficult corners. Okay, I think it's hand off the accelerator, then hand back on. I think that's the way to do it. No gas, then some gas. I'd appreciate a handbrake button, but maybe there is one and I just haven't used it. I was trying to do a little drift across the line, but I just hit a barrier instead. Yeah, I thought you had to tap the brake, but tapping the brake just seems to slow us down in this. Weird.
Congratulations! You've won the stage.
I've won the stage! Hooray! I won a trophy. Why is it bronze? Why is... I won all the races. Why is my trophy bronze? He doesn't sound too much like the Need for Speed Pro Cheese commentator. Oh, there's a bright pink one. And one that looks like a Lamborghini, I guess, a little bit. Let's see what they are. Save progress. Yes, please. So we've gone from 4 cars to 7 cars, I think. If saving doesn't take as long as it does on the PS3. No, 4 cars still. Okay. It's time for some new cars, he said. Oh, I see. We have to attack for the new cars. I like it. So we've got the RT Pink Mappy. Mappy being another Namco game, of course. The RT Blue Mappy. Or the RT Xevious Red. I'm feeling the Xevious, you know, because, again, Xevious is a really old Namco game. I've got to beat it in another car. Well, I think the Ryukyu was probably the most reliable of cars that we've driven so far. We'll go with light blue. Nice sky blue there for our RT Ryukyu. And we'll choose a different song. And hopefully we'll get a good start.
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't know whether that's a good or a bad start. It seems like we got a bit of wheel spin, but 3 laps to beat this guy in his Xevious to win the car. I mean, if it goes like the other races, this isn't even going to be a challenge. Like, this is like the King races in Pro Street, but we'll see. Well, hey, okay, we're really drifting now. I don't know what has changed, but we need to get back into control and back in the game. Oh, there we go. And he's back. Hi. I'm in the lead. Thanks, commentator. As if we didn't know. Yeah, Mappy's quite a good little Famicom and NES game. I think it features a little policeman mouse, if I'm not mistaken, and it sort of goes around collecting stuff. Bit of a platformer. I need to stop thinking about Mappy, to be honest. I was having too many good times thinking about Mappy and not about the track. Checkpoint, there we go, that's one lap. So it seems like it's not too challenging so far, which is good, because I mean you don't want a game to start at the maximum challenge level, do you, Pro Street? You want it to end at the maximum challenge level, Pro Street. I don't think I'm ever going to stop calling out Need for Speed Pro Street now. We know like every single problem with it. One thing I will say is my opponent hasn't kept on crashing, which is the sign of a good game. I, on the other hand, have. The sign of a not a sim racer. Because in arcade races it hardly ever matters if you crash too much, so I just crash all the time. It's a habit of mine. Just straightening out my direction on the road, you know. I like that you can see other like roads and railways intersecting with the racetrack, even though there's no traffic or anything. That's always been a thing with the Ridge Racer series, is the lack of other traffic, like apart from Unbounded, which was just a rubbish game. Oh, I see, so to properly drift you do tap the brake, but if you're just sort of slightly drifting you don't tap the brake. I like that, it's just nobody told me. So we've had to work it out ourselves, but I think we've got the drifting down a little bit more now. It's not going to be perfect, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better. There's a plane! I'm sick of these drifts on the on a plane and stuff, I guess. Quite techno, this beat behind us. I like it. It's reminding me of kind of Wipeout and other slightly more techno games. It's the last stretch. Keep going. Why wouldn't I keep going? I'm gonna win. I would put my hood up, but my headphones stop that from happening. I'm the champion of these two people. Yes, thank you. Pro Street just dug a hole.
Congratulations!
That car is yours. This is like when they started giving the King cars to us at the end of Pro Street. It's like, thanks, but well, I actually want this one, so it's all good. I don't think we'll challenge for all the cars now. You know, you don't want it to be for all the marbles right now. We'll leave some marbles for later. But I'm going to use the new car to challenge some new stages. So far though, really enjoying this. It's honestly, I mean, N64 games are generally pretty good. It's a weird thing of, I guess, committing a game to cartridge was a little bit more expensive, so like there's not, I mean there are some bad N64 games. Superman 64 exists, but like the Nintendo games, the Rare games, and a couple of things like Namco games like this, like really good games. Oh, it's time for Ridge Racer Intermediate. You can see those little orange specks flying around the course there. That's what we'll be doing very soon. I don't know, I quite like the graphics in this game, Nick. What you've got to remember is the N64 came out in 1996, I believe, and Maxed Out Racing 2003, so before its time, you know. Okay, the Xevious looks like an absolute bullet, but let's do it. And this time we'll go for, I was gonna go for like Sunshine Yellow, but that is piss yellow. That's not Sunshine Yellow. Yeah, having said there was a good choice of colours. You can't really get... I'm trying to get bright orange, but all we can do is get sort of bronzy orange. So, bright green it is, I guess. In the RT Xevious Red. Here we go. The song is Manual Override. And here we go. Okay. We've actually got a boost off the line for once. That's great. This is going to be a great race. I can just feel it. Whoa, this car is... Well, hey, okay. This car is like a bullet. It's like Valentina Shevchenko in a car. I'm sure sometimes she does drive a car, but that's not what I meant. Yeah, no, this is definitely handling a little bit differently from the other cars, which I like, because if you're going to have a car selection, at least make them handle differently. Cars with like 10 cars that handle the... Games with 10 cars that handle the same are just like, why even have 10 cars? And the music's good as well. I got so distracted listening to it, I didn't turn. Oh, we're going to slip through. Yes, slip through the middle. And there's a weird thing where they sort of ping back through like, oh, you've overtaken me. Haha, no you haven't. We'll have to work on that. So we've worked our way to 8th in one lap. Was it from 12th? I think we're doing okay. I mean, we could be doing better, but we could always be doing better. We could definitely be doing better. I think the change of car might not have done us that much good. That being said, we seem to be generally catching up to the pack as well, so hopefully we can just zoom through when we actually learn how to handle. There we go, that was a turn. Sometimes you just hit rocks for fun. And maybe overtake people. Look at all these cars though in the pack. We're down to 3rd now. 2nd. And we've got a lap to find 1st place. Yeah, we are running in the 90s. This game was released in the 90s and we're racing at least. So that's sort of like running, isn't it? Maybe. Once again, we've broken the time limit. We've got more than 99 seconds. I don't know why in games like this they have a time limit, because you have to win the race anyway. So if you run out of time, you've clearly lost the race, because I don't know, it's just one of those things like timed checkpoint races. I'm kind of like, just drop the time limit, dude. You've got to win the race anyway, so you might as well just do it by finishing position. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but that was a complaint I had with Burnout as well. Burnout would be like, you're running out of time, and you'd be like, but I need to finish first anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Come on the inside. Hopefully he doesn't ping back through. Oh yes, the overtake on the final turn to win the race. And it's a new record. Probably because there isn't a record that in existence, but it's a new one anyway.
You did it! You're the champion!
It was like the pack at Talladega, I guess. I'm not a big NASCAR, so I'm just going to be like, yeah, the pack at Talladega, that is a thing that happens. That was a close one, though. I quite like that car, though. I don't know, it grew on me throughout the course of the race. So next up is Revolution Intermediate. I think we can take it. Do we stick in the Xevious? Or do we go back to the Ryuku? Because the stats for the Ryuku look like, you know, like one of the final cars of the game. Like it's got maximum handling, big grip, okay acceleration and speed. I realise you can't see the actual names of the categories, but I'm sure you can guess what they are. What do we think? Ryuku or Xevious? The Xevious was good, but it's only good at acceleration, really. I think we'll take a classic run in the Ryuku, and then if we don't do good, we can always switch back. Dark blue this time. Well, nearly purple. Crazy Taxi suits the time limit. One, because it's an arcade game, and there's no positions in it. And two, because you're dropping passengers off. There's no, like, you're supposed to be climbing the leaderboards. Like, I get that obviously Ridge Racer was an arcade game, so the time limit was mainly for the arcade portion of it. But it just doesn't really make sense to me to have a time limit when you're trying to come first. Like, if you were just trying to get to a place like an outrun, fair enough, because there's no real positions, but I don't know, it's just one of those little things that doesn't seem to make sense about checkpoint races. And there weren't really checkpoints in Crazy Taxi. The time only went up when you picked up a fare and dropped them off. Now that was a jump. That was just a jump out of nowhere from that car. He was like, hey, I want to jump. It's like, yeah, you live your dreams, my dude. Going across a bridge and stuck in drift mode somewhat until we needed to drift, and then we just couldn't. There was no way through. They like to block in pairs, don't they? I find that you come up on opponents in pairs quite a lot. But I think that's just a general Ridge Racer thing. Like, that's been since the first game. I have actually played Ridge Racer in an arcade. There was a cabinet in the arcade club in Bury, which is the largest arcade in Europe, and also my favourite arcade, because 15 quid to get in, free plays. Okay, well. Free plays for as long as you want all day, and yeah, I played Ridge Racer in there a couple of times, and it was really fun. The arcade time limits are punishing on the actual machines though, like they're much, much shorter than the time limits in the console versions. Whenever I go off on a tangent we seem to crash, so I need to remember, like, don't talk too much. But look at the cars bunching up. We're driving the pace in this. We're like a pace car. We're not even supposed to win. We're just like driving the pace of the race. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Olympics, but we're like that guy who like sets off in the 5,000 meters at like sprint pace, and everyone's like, what is this guy doing? Oh, bit of an unexpected drift there. I don't know how to cancel drift. That's one thing that I would like to be able to do, is like get out of drifting when I'm drifting too much. But I will say this is at the moment rivaling Ridge Racer Type 4 for me. This is a really good handling engine. It's a lot of fun. And to be fair, the way you unlock the cars is quite nice, like a little challenge when you've done the races. I think Type 4 has a slightly better progression system, but the handling in this is sublime. I don't think the graphics are quite as good as Type 4, but obviously it's same generation hardware, so the N64 was never the biggest graphic machine. I mean, I have got the expansion pack in, so the graphics should be as good as they can be. I do think the hitboxes on everything are massive though, because we keep colliding with stuff that it looks like we haven't quite hit. Not a complaint, I'm just like, I don't think we hit that, my dude. Okay, we're on to the final lap, but we need to cut through this big pack. In fact, I think that's all 5 of our opponents are up ahead. So as long as we just cut through this pack, we win. That is the challenge for this final lap. This most final of laps. Someone always goes into the air in that corner. If we could stop hitting stuff for like 2 seconds, we wouldn't lose half as much speed. But everything just comes at you so fast. It's a lot of fun. It's just high octane action too. I think this might be our first You Are Not champion race. But maybe we can do it. I see the 2 cars up ahead. Can we get the final send again? Where's the final corner send when you need it? Is it too late?
Okay, it's the last stretch.
Ah! The Nintendo sign. It did us in.
Yeah, it's a new record.
That was actually a good race though. I enjoyed it despite coming third. And I think we're going to give it another shot. I think we are game. We're going to give it another shot. What was the good track? Not the only good track, just the one that I enjoyed before.
One, go!
Okay, we didn't wheel spin off the line. That's good. So yeah, we're going to try and drift a bit more, hit a few less things, and not get blocked at the turns. Ah, I was trying to get around him. I think that's the thing in Ridge Racer. If you mess up, you mess up bad. There's no like small mess ups in Ridge Racer. It's either all or nothing. Ah, but in a way that's good for like arcade racers. I wouldn't like to play it safe. Oh, I love this track. This is already my favourite song on the Ridge Racer 64 soundtrack. And we've only heard it like twice. It's got that classic like Japanese feel to it. Ah. The hitboxes, they just punt us into stuff. I don't mind, but I sort of do. Oh, look at the pack. These guys are all bunched up. I've got to say, the AI cars do like ping across the road a little bit, like they're kind of unpredictable. There we go, we're going to try and cut through. Didn't quite come off, but we're 8th, it's fine. Okay, we're 9th, it's fine. I don't think there's any boost in this game. I think there was boost in the later Ridge Racer games. I'm kind of alright with bunching up the pack until the last lap. Like, as long as there's 8 cars in front of me that I can overtake all of them, I don't really mind. It's just the actual overtaking sometimes is a little bit difficult. We're not last, there's 12 cars. Come on, we've definitely overtaken some dudes. Joe Tackett is probably last. He's hung up his street racing gloves and put on his ridge racing gloves. And you just saw that, like, cars clip through you and slow you down. It's not entirely fair. Oh, the drift overtake though. The drift overtake is real. Here we go. So there's 4 cars in that pack, so we'll be second if we overtake this entire pack. And the cars are really pinging all over the place. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but when there's a turn, they sort of ping into position. A little bit unfair. We'll let it slide for now. If they start cheesing it later on, I will be writing a letter to Namco saying, look, in 1996, you released it. Oh, come on. Come on. You saw that. One tiny touch from behind and we lose 5 places. Are you kidding? And if you are, I don't know, we might have to use the faster car. I think the Xevious was a little bit more nippy. Yeah, you're right. Grand Valley Speedway isn't a bad shout. There's literally 8 cars all in front of us. Like, if I can just overtake these guys, we will win. It's not even like we're doing that badly, it's just we keep getting clipped on our way through or when we're trying to overtake. Ridge Racer is a full contact sport. See, there's two cars on top of each other. Like, how does that even work? I thought they were one car. But it turned out they were one car. I'll forget. Ah! They literally, like, on their way through, they slow you down. This is r/mildly infuriating. Right, we're gonna get in the faster car because this is just silly. The problem that time was not even our driving. It was just every time we tried to overtake someone, they clipped us in such a way that we lost more speed than they did. Oh, well, we're not going to use the faster car because it's given us this one back, but we are going to have a different song.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right, we're going to focus on not hitting the other cars this time, which is easier said than done. So we need to give them lots and lots of space when we overtake them. Which, to be fair, around loads of corners isn't quite as easy as it might seem. But we'll try not to hit any rocks or anything like that either. That will probably help. So we spent most of the last race in 9th. We're going to try not to repeat that. And I don't mean we're going to spend most of it in 10th. Still getting used to the game's handling, obviously. I mean, I did buy this game on like Saturday, so I haven't really had much of a chance to play it, which might be evident in the way I'm playing it, but I think with some experience in the Ridge Racer series, you kind of know what to expect. It's just the small changes from coming to a different console. See, hitting other cars just sends you way, way, way off. And it's almost better to kind of hit other stuff to get you back on course than try and correct it yourself. It's a weird one. And the other cars just like fly away into the distance. It's almost like rubber banding, but I'm not complaining, I'm just saying what I see. It's also got to the point where the other cars are like faster than us in a straight line, so it's a weird one. Still enjoying it though. It's not like it's lost its appeal, I'm just trying to figure out how to win these things. Not crashing into rocks is probably a good idea, but I'm always trying to take the racing line, you know. I was on the apex. The apex just happened to be a rock. It's those like wide drifts that I can't quite get right. And just smashing into barriers and other rocks. But it hasn't cost us too much. I think we're kind of broken away from the other pack, so we're not in too much danger of cars coming past us. We've got 3 in front of us. 2 in front of us. No, another. We've gone through a car. I repeat, we've gone through a car. Cue the X-Files theme. It's all gone weird. Right, so all 4 cars that are in front of us are right in our field of view. Everyone's pinging around like a madman. I don't know. There's 1 lap to fix this. Call the Ghostbusters. I'm going in. Oh, that was good though. That was good. Are they going to come back through? Sounds like they might. We're 3rd. I'm worried about getting Punterino'd, and I did. It's quite easy to make up places though. To be fair, getting into like first place has never been the issue. It's just getting through the field. Okay, here we go. We're 4th. This is the best we've been at this stage in the race. Don't worry about that. It didn't count. There's certain sections that you just can't overtake anyone on, and then it literally just speeds you up straight into the back of other people. Like, cheers game, thank you for that. Back on the trail though. We are back on the snap. I know, it's weird, like, surfaces seem kind of sticky, I guess. If you go near something, it'll kind of, like, you gravitate towards it. So cars, other stuff, like walls and barriers. It's not entirely, like, you might think I'm playing it badly, but it's not entirely as it looks. I will say that. Ah! We might have to come back to that one. We might. We were doing so well, it was just the other cars were in our way. Quite a lot. Right, car and course change. Let's try the last course with the good car. And then we'll see where we're going. Let's have it a horrific shade. What's the worst shade I can possibly have my car? Bile. Wonderful. The RT Xevious Bile.
Three, two, one, go!
Good start. Straight up into 11th. Straight back into 12th. So the Xevious has a bit more speed and I think it's a little bit less drifty, but to be fair we might need that. Maybe I was drifting too much and that was what was causing us to crash. That was a drift though. That was definitely a drift. Oh, that was definitely a drift. So I think there was a thing in Type 4 where like there were cars that were like really easy to drift and you didn't really need to do anything to drift them, and then there were ones where you had to literally tap the button to drift. I think they've carried this through into this game. Hard to say for sure. But we're up into 8th, so I think this car is our main car for now. There was that, but that's it. It's Bile Boofer. That is the colour. It's weird. It doesn't seem to want to go around corners now, though. I will come to a corner. It's just like, oh, the barrier. Yeah, no, that's what I want to hit. Or other cars. They really do block you in this game, right? It's kind of NASCAR levels of blocking. Which is fine, I can deal with that. Alright, that was one lap. So we've made up a few positions, 5 positions in the first lap. Oh, there we go. That's how you do that corner. Like, I've mastered that corner almost immediately. Every other corner, we have no clue. So, interesting way to race, but hopefully we'll master a few more corners as we go through. Where is everyone else? Like, usually they're in one big pack, but we've come up to 4th and I can't see anyone. Is that a dude? That's a dude. Oh, there's 2. Maybe even... Ah. I thought that was a right turn, so that was entirely my fault, but that's exactly how we took that turn last time too. Still won't let me drift at that turn either. Weird. Like, some turns I can drift perfectly without thinking about it. Other turns it's like, no, you can't drift. You're not allowed. I don't know if it's me or if it's the game. I am phrasing it like the game is not allowing me to drift, but it feels like it isn't. What I really need is AJ here to be like, no, it's the game. Like, if AJ plays a game and can't turn, then I feel like It's a valid criticism. If I do, I could just be doing it wrong, you know. I can take this guy. And now we can't do this corner properly. We can't do any corners properly, but still somehow inexplicably we're probably going to win this race. I can. Hopefully. There we go. Subtle overtake and we're in the lead. So we're coming up on the hell corners. Hopefully they're not such hellish corners this time. I'm going to try and drift and we'll see how it goes. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. That's officially how you do it. That's officially not how you do it. Hopefully that guy's right on my tail. That's not good. I've got him. He's apparently not on my tail anymore. Okay. I was trying to check if there was a look back button, but I think it's safer just to drive well. We're drifting. We're drifting. We're drifting. Okay, we're fine. Whew. Saved it. And through for the win. Fairly comfortable that time. It's a new record. Okay, I feel with this car we can probably beat the other circuit. Maybe the cars just improve and I hadn't really clocked it. That was a decent race though in the end. With turns we couldn't do. Yeah, let's go for Revolution Intermediate, but this time with the ZVS Bile. The Bile Boofer version. The Bilgemobile. I'm going to name my cars just like Pro Street.
3, 2, 1, go!
Not bad. So it turns out you can turn the map on and off, but you can't look behind you. Thanks, Nintendo. I mean, it's not really Nintendo's fault. Namco made this game, but I feel like anything on the N64 is just Nintendo's fault in general. Right, time to concentrate. Because otherwise, we'll be doing this race for a 4th time. And, well, are we doing it for a 4th time? I think we're already doing it for a 4th time, so... No more times. No more excuses. We're going to do it. We've got the good car. We've got the good drifts. Probably. There we go. That was a drift. Seemingly drifting makes you go super fast, but then when you come out of the drift, it's like it's so slow. Okay, interesting place to drift. I don't know why we did that. There's a plane outside. And yeah, I suppose we'll just drift again. Yeah, fine. And we're into 6th. Okay, on the first lap. Did you see that guy shoot across? I'm convinced the AI are like cryptids. And 7th place, just 6th place just shoots back past. That's fine. Hey, they just come out of nowhere though. That's my complaint. Like, if I could see them, I'd try and avoid them, but 2 laps to go and we're in 7th. I can't really complain too much. We've got 3 opponents in front of us. And we're drifting like a... Well, I was going to say like a pro, but that's probably a little bit strong, if we're honest. We're all about honest self-reflection here in the Armbar arcade. So let's bunch them up like before. I mean, it does make it a little bit harder to pass them if they're bunched up, but at least we could see first place when they're bunched up. Oh, thanks. Thanks for that. Thanks for the punter, Rick. Cheers for that. Yeah. Cheers. What a Christmas present from Man in Red Car. This is what I think of that Man in Red Car. And you. Have a send. Everyone have a send. Everyone gets sends. I'm Father Christmas of sends. Come on. Send Santa is here. And Crash Santa is also here. It's the same guy. They're both me. Oh, but we are steaming through and we've hit a wall. But apart from that, we were steaming through. It's weird. The positions are so changeable. Like, are you guys seeing these cars just pinging? I don't know. Maybe it's this section that we're just really bad at. But I feel like the blocking is just, I can't avoid it. If I go left, they go left. And it's just not good. It's ruining what is otherwise a really enjoyable game. The absolute send blocking here. Okay, and we'll come through on the inside. Yes, good, 4th place. Could this be another final turn send? Don't want to call it too early because we're doing that, but that was decent. That wasn't so decent. You get nothing for 2nd place either. It's not like we can dominate the event with 2nd. We need to dominate in 1st. Oh yes, though. Oh, thanks for the block. Thanks for blocking me. That was really kind of you. I am going. I hate being chastised by the. Oh yeah. By the announcer. I feel like it's this track. This track is just designed so that the cars crash into you. And there's not a lot you can do. Like, I know we've been hitting things as well, but
Okay, it's the last stretch. Keep going.
there's only one person that can save us from this fate. And they're not a person. They're a mouse. It's Mappy. Mappy can save us. Let's get the pink Mappy. It's going to be pink versus purple in this car challenge. We're going to unlock Mappy and we're going to do it. We're going to put our favourite song on.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, look at that. Into 1st. See you later, mate. Bye-bye, Mappy. Is this a Pro Street King race? Because he's nowhere to be seen. Probably shouldn't get too confident just yet, but I think we'll be fine. I can't seem to drift it now. Now that it's purple, it's just stopped drifting. Is that a thing? Do cars, when you change their colour, they're like, no, I'm not going to drift anymore. I don't even like purple. What's going on? Where's the drifts? Where's the drifts at, car? Great driving. Keep them in your rear view. That's actually bad advice. What? Why not just accelerate away from them? We definitely could have done that better, but this car is refusing to drift. And you're right, AJ, that is basically what the tracks seem to have been designed for. Like, they have a left then a right, which I assume is for, like, making drifting nice and fun. Like, you can drift consecutively round corners. But all that happens is the AI adjusts to the corner, pings into me, and is like, yeah, you've hit an AI car, so now you slow down. When, like, it's kind of unfair. But, you know what, we're going to unlock Mappy, and we're going to drive Mappy to victory. And it's all going to be fine. Oh, the driving. Okay. We're also kind of mastering this car a little more, which I like. It's hard to tell when your drift's going to end as well. You kind of ping off your drift and then it's hard. I don't know. Like, the handling's nearly normal Ridge Racer handling, but I feel like there's some different bits to it. Which I'm learning. We are learning at least. Yeah, the car's like, what's the paintwork, mate? Come on.
Great driving.
Another car for your garage. Thanks. So we're going to save our game. We're going to save the pink mappy. We've got to save it. Just in case. And then we're going to use it to win. The one stage that we could not win. There's pink mappy. Maybe that's better, just like all kind of average stats for the car. Maybe that'll help us drive it. We're going to put our favourite song on again because it's going to help me win.
2, 1, go!
Okay, not the worst start. Hopefully. Hopefully it will be a great race. Oh, this feels quite nice. Maybe Pink Mappy is going to be my favourite car. Who knows? Maybe not. It feels like one of the cars you don't actually need to drift that much, but maybe that's good for this track. As that dude goes flying. Yeah, we're going to focus on trying to keep it mainly clean and trying to stay out of the AI's way. Because that's what's been getting us, is hitting AI cars. Like the barriers and that don't really slow us down too much, it seems. But the AI cars just blocking our way. They really have been the menace. Dennis the Menace. Sometimes you go through them as well, like that didn't lose us any speed. And then sometimes they hit you and you lose all your speed, which is weird because it should be like a bump draft. I don't know. Like we lost all of our speed then on 2 positions because one guy hit us. Come on, Ridge Racer. You're better than this. We took that quite well though. And then switch back. No, we need to take that a little bit tighter. Pagani Zonda Mappy. Maybe that's what we need. We need a Zonda Mappy for 741,000 credits. It's hard to drift this though. Like it's hard to get a guaranteed drift in any of the cars. You go for a drift and then if you don't hit it, you just hit the wall instead. Most times when we're hitting the wall, it's just me trying to drift and not being able to. I don't know quite what the secret formula for drifting is. Not that, clearly. Okay, we've got a big bunch of cars up ahead. Probably 5 or 6 of them. This could be the chance. Ah, but we always hit the back one because they're in such a formation that like there's no clear way through them. What do? Do I wait for the opening? Is that what the game wants me to do? But then through this tunnel, this is always where we get sort of... Well, it wasn't too bad. I was going to say we get bad RNG there, but... punted into the exit. This just seems like bad track design. Like, how can I win on every other track apart from this one? Okay, 6 cars to overtake. I can see them all. We know this track the best out of any track in the game because we've played it so many times. It's becoming the downhill jam of this stream. Even though some of it's an uphill jam. Oh, okay, yeah, just crash into... I mean, did you see that? What am I supposed to do? Okay, pro drift move suddenly. I mean, how can I switch from pro drift moves to no drift moves so quickly? It really is a mystery. Great, excellent, thanks for that. We're still 4th. Yeah, that was inevitable. Just seems like the other cars are faster when they want to be. There's no real telling of like when they're going to be faster. This is the final turn as well. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, just come through. That's fine. Like, what can we do apart from go at top speed? Oh, is there an option? Let's have a look in the options and see if we can change the drift type. See if that helps. I'm going to retire, which far earlier than I thought. I thought I'd have to wait till age 65, but turns out I can retire now. Race settings, I assume. Drift type. Okay, there's Classic, Revolution, or Ridge Racer 64. I'm going to put it in Classic. I think it's Classic I like. We'll try Revolution if it's not, but that might help a ton. Thank you for that, AJ. That is the most useful comment this stream. Not that the others haven't been that useful, I really want to win this. So we're going to switch back to the Xevious. Alright, yeah, we'll switch back to the Xevious. And see how we do. Okay, that was a decent start. Still not quite sure how to get the best starts either, but let's see how Classic Drift Mode treats us. In before terribly. Yeah, that's like no drifts. There we go, okay. Yeah, that was pretty sideways. We'd get loads of points if only this was Pro Street. I mean, like you say, collisions are going to be the same either way, so obviously we still got to deal with the AI, but at least having reliable drifts is going to be a plus. Oh, look at that though. Okay, no, I think Classic Drift Mode is our drift mode, regardless of the result of this race. It's just got that kind of finesse touch that the Ridge Racer 64 drifting lacked, which is funny because obviously it's set to default like, oh yeah, here's our new drift mode, and I'm like, no, give me the old one. Give me the old one, please. That being said, we are only 10th. Just a new control scheme to get used to, new handling type. Oh, but we've cut inside though, and we got a little bump from behind. Yeah, we're not doing too badly. And apparently now we're on like ultimate drift, so that's something. This may be too drifty. Yeah, now it's drifting like even when I don't really want it to. We've gone from not enough drift to far too much drift in 60 seconds. And I still can't drift that corner despite drifting at like the slightest turn. But the pack is real, so we could still win this. Maybe. I just don't understand. I don't know. It's got a pretty unique bit of handling every now and then. Like, once you finish a drift, you get a boost, which I understand, a bit like Mario Kart, you know, the drifting gives you a reward of a little boost, but because you can't tell when a drift is about to finish, you end up just boosting into a wall. Every time you finish a drift, it's like, wait, there's a wall. It's like, I might as well not drift then. But I want to drift. I must drift. Let me show you the drift of my people. It goes a bit like that, except not into a wall. And then the AI cars just come along faster than you can possibly go. I don't know, it's arcadey. It's definitely arcadey. I could learn to love it. Look at all the cars in front of us. Literally every car we need to overtake is right in front of us. So we can't be running a bad pace. I think there's just so many parts of this circuit that we struggle with. Oh, the Sen though. It was going so well and then we got caught on the cheese car and now we're just 7th again. That's the problem. We seem to get a real sense of speed up, zoom through a couple of cars, and then there's one car that just holds us up. And I don't know how to stop that from happening. Out of my way! I will try Revolution type drifting next time. I'm going to use the Mappy car and Revolution type drifting. See if that's any better, because I can't remember what drifting in Ridge Racer Revolution was like, but it's got to be better than this, surely. It's going to be a 4th place. If we could have done that from 4th place into 1st, that would have been epic, but as it stands, not super happy with that run.
Not bad, but you can
I know I could do better. And I will. So we're going to go for Revolution type drifting. Hopefully that is the absolute classic type of drifting. It's hard to say, really. What's collision mode? I'm going to try Ridge Racer Revolution collision mode as well, see if that helps. It might make it worse. It may well make it worse, but I'm willing to give it a try. So there we go. We've got our options all set up. We'll try Revolution Drift. If not, we'll go back to Classic. See how it goes.
3, 2, 1, go!
Little bit of wheel spin off the line.
All right, this is gonna be a
Back in the pink machine.
3 laps to go.
See if we notice any difference in drifting and or collisions. Well, we've overtaken a few dudes. That's a good start. Oh, the drifting is awful. We should not have used Revolution type drifting. That's for sure. Oh. I can't have played that much Ridge Racer Revolution because that's like sticky drifting. Also, I don't think the collision type really helped, so maybe those options will go back. We'll see how we do. And as things go, yeah, things... I don't know, things didn't seem to be going well, but then we blasted past that dude, so maybe they... Oh. Maybe a rock. If you smell what the mountain is cooking. Yeah, now that drift type, not good. So I think we've found our game options. Definitely classic. Definitely Ridge Racer 64 collision mode. Let's win the blue mappy car, see if that's any good. Mappy v Mappy. Yeah, it was weird. It felt a little bit better, and then when I tried to turn, like on a more difficult turn, I was like, oh, it was just, we were on an easy turn at that point. It's like a full sense of security from an easy turn. These car challenges haven't been too bad though. Like the car attacks, it's been maybe too little challenge in them. Maybe that's just what we need. I was also thinking, if Nintendo have relaxed the uploading of their gameplay onto YouTube, we could have a Mario Kart session at some point. That'd be a cool thing to do. The only issue being that my favourite Mario Kart is Mario Kart 8, which is a fairly current gen Mario Kart, but maybe if I played it on the Wii U it'd just about qualify as retro. I mean, I can play whatever I want, so maybe we'll do that. Nay's Modern Lounge. Another hairpin turn. It's just trying to get around him. Once we get around him, we can stay in first pretty easily, but we've got another lap to do it. Oh, we got 2 more laps to do it. Okay, well, we really need Mori at the minute then. I'm going. I can see how the announcer guy can get annoying pretty quickly. Like, come on, get going is not the best encouragement. Oh, we're going to need a drift. Oh, look at... Well, the fence part of that wasn't good, but the first bit was. Quite why we did that, I don't know. Lost all of our speed. Give me drift or give me death. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's almost as if I'm good at this game. Sometimes. Like every now and then I show moments of excellence, and then the rest of the time it's just like, oh wow, this guy's pretty new to Ridge Racer 64, huh? But I am, so it's fine. This is my first time playing Ridge Racer 64, so I was never going to be amazing at it. He also puts the pressure on. He's like, oh, he's right behind you. It's like, thanks, announcer guy. I didn't realise, but now I do. Might have to do that last corner send again this lap. Or we could just do that. Oh, he's come back through, is he? Okay. I see how it is. Is this the last corner coming up? Might be. Stop hitting the wall. Oh. He crashed into me. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think there is a way to get out of drift. Like, maybe I'll try braking? I don't know. We were pretty close to winning that, though. Bleo Farty Barney? That's a new one.
3, 2, 1, go!
Typo, I assume, but I'm thinking of a Bleo Big Pink Dinosaur now. Big Purple Dinosaur, sorry. You know, Barney. Hopefully you know Barney. I mean, you might be a bit young for him. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Techers. I guess you counter steer to get out of a drift, but it just puts you in a drift the other way. I can't imagine steering into the drift is going to help either, so not sure. But you're right, it does seem like we just keep going one way then the other. There was also, yeah, I think it's just hard counter steering will get you out of a drift. There is also the fact that there seems to be quite a lot of rubber banding. Like whenever you get near opponents, they're just like, no, no, back off. Or like, if you go ahead of them, they seem to repass you very, very easily. So, is that element to it as well, I guess? Yeah, okay. So we can sort of get out of a drift by hard counter steering, but that poses its own risks. Yeah, okay. I think I'm mastering it. This is the race where we're growing to love the pink Mappy car. This will be my car. I can change the colour as well. It's not like we're stuck with pink. Excellent cornering, he says as we crash into a fence. Thanks, narrator. You're the best announcer we've got. And we've only got one, so you're also the worst announcer we've got. Going past this structure. It's a bit outrun there, that structure. I can't really call it a bridge because it wasn't a bridge over anything. And it switches back and left. Every time he says excellent cornering, we crash. Okay, we are pulling ahead though. Sort of. It's weird though because everything has massive hitboxes. Like you go past the side of something and you think, oh, I didn't really clip that, and you lose speed anyway. So I like this game. It may sound like I don't like this game, but it's just every Ridge Racer game takes a little bit of getting used to. Like having never played 64 before. Oh, okay, that's fine too. You can do that if you really want. Okay, don't lose too much speed, come on. I know he's on my tail. I know. The announcer is just so unhelpful. Hopefully we get this drift right. Sort of. We sort of got the drift right. Maybe. Do we win? Oh, okay. Okay. And breathe. We've got the blue Mappy car. I don't know if it's any good, but we have it.
Great driving. Another car for
Great driving. I don't know about great driving. It was okay. It was like fine driving. Decent driving. I like this music as well. It's good. The little bit of menu music. So we're going to take the blue Mappy car to the Grand Prix and hopefully unlock some more stuff. Yeah, blue Mappy's like an upgrade on pink Mappy. It's got a little bit more handling and that's literally it. But to pay tribute to pink Mappy, I can't get the same shade of pink. That's interesting. So their original shade is like right on the left. If I choose pink Mappy, it's pink on the left. If I choose red Xevious, red's on the left. That's nice. I like that. So the shades are kind of based on what the car is supposed to be, even if you don't want it to be that. We're going to have it this horrendous colour because I like horrendous colours. I don't actually like them, but it's just funny. And our favourite song's back.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right, it's Ridge Racer Redemption here.
3 laps to go.
Oh, up the inside. Very nice. And this is the track that we had our lap battle on just now. So we should actually be a little bit practiced at it. Maybe more so than before. I don't think it's the exact same track though. I think it had a few changes maybe. Or maybe it didn't. I don't know. I'm not really paying that much attention to it. And I think it was the novice version. Which might have explained why we did so well. Tried to drift. It wouldn't drift. Go up the inside. Slight loss of time, but not too much. I can hear engines behind us, but I can see engines in front of us. We're just gonna back off a little bit because it's so hard to overtake in this tunnel, and we always lose time on trying to. We did the kind of AI flick into that bit. I don't know what it is with this track. Is this where the AI just ramps up and is super difficult, or am I just terrible at this one? Big air. Okay. I mean, they all bunch up, so we've always got a chance of winning. It's just getting through the field is the most difficult thing in the game. Like, if there were no other cars, we could do amazing lap times. Half the time I only crash because I'm trying to get around someone. Okay, we'll just stop. Why not? We'll just park here. Now, letting off the gas does not help stop drifting. In fact, it makes it worse. It's only hard counter steering that seems to stop a drift. But it also may initiate another drift, which is why we do it so much. Okay, that's fine. It's like there's chaos. Every time you drift, just everything sort of seems to be something for you to hit. I don't want to criticize this game too much, but there's stuff in the way. There's too much stuff in the way. Like, for a fast-paced, flingy racing game, the last thing you want is everything in your way, and that seems to be what we get most of the time here. Just need to hit less things. But whenever I try and pass people, they seem to block. Like, they'll ping over to exactly where I want to pass them. Especially round corners. Like, how do I... Like, I have nowhere that I can go around that corner. There's cars everywhere. It's like you have to pass them before they bunch up, otherwise you're just stuck at the back of the pack. Which has been a thing in other Ridge Racer games. Like, I'm not saying it's unique to Ridge Racer 64 or anything. Because I remember in Ridge Racer 7, I think I was getting a little bit annoyed in the later races with getting stuck behind a pack. But we win or we learn. That's how we're going to play this. Mainly we learn. I thought I was doing good with 4 race wins in a row right at the beginning, but it would seem like that was somewhat of a fluke. Every time we drift, when we're overtaking someone, we manage to hit something. It just gives us like a random boost. I don't know. I I might have to get AJ to play this just to see if he can see what I mean. Like, if he's amazing at it, then fair enough, but look at that, all 5 cars we needed to pass right in front of us.
Not bad.
The problem is this is the last track we need to beat to unlock the next ones, so I'm going to try a different car. I think that's always going to be the solution, is let's try something a bit crazy like the pack racing car where it's got ridiculous acceleration and that's it. Because if there's something we need, it's acceleration. Like, we keep slowing down. So hopefully we'll just get a bit faster. That'll work. I don't know.
3, 2, 1, go!
Decent start. They always take the position back. I don't know why.
3 laps to go.
I don't know quite how this car handles, so we're going to be careful with drifts a little bit. But it's not too bad to keep a drift on the go in the first bit of this track. I don't know, maybe I'll try it without drifting, see if that helps. Whoa, this is a drifty car. Like, I didn't even touch the brake and we sort of jackknifed almost. That was good. I could get used to this car. If it does that on every difficult turn. But then it just doesn't drift sometimes and I'm like, but you drifted last corner, why didn't you drift this corner? Carefully, carefully. It's like threading a needle, but then you're bound to hit someone. Like, with the AI cars blocking like they do. See, this car seems to just drift at will. Like, if you're going around a corner and you go around a corner too much, it's like, oh, you want to drift? And I'm like, no, not really, not right now. But the car wants to drift, so we drift. Then there's this section where it's like the turns are too twisty for even the game to kind of handle, so you just end up hitting the edges. Right, there's like 6 cars in front of us already. Great pack racing, boys. Excellent technique. It's like there's 2 teams of cars, like them and us, which basically there are. It's all AI versus us. Like, these wide roads are exactly what the entire race needs to be, because we can overtake people on wide roads. It's only narrow roads where we start to have a problem. And these twisty narrow roads begin like here and end right at the end of the race, so I don't know. It's this track that is the issue. Definitely. Hopefully there's not like an expert version of it, because I will murder. I will just end the stream if I get to the expert version of this. Oh, see, look, we were set to overtake him, but because we crashed into him, instead we lose all of our speed and are now miles from him. But because you're so out of control when you're drifting, like, everything just comes towards you. You can't, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, oh, you're going to crash. Okay, well, I guess I'll crash then. Guess I'll die then. As the meme goes. This is by far my least favourite track. Oh, but that could be the send. Is it the send that starts the comeback? No, because they just take their positions back. Even though we're going top speed, basically, the fastest we can, we're like pedal to the floor. Somehow everyone just takes their positions back as soon as we pass them. Like, nope, nope, that was an illegal overtake, hand the position back. And I'm like, but it's Ridge Racer, there are no illegal overtakes, come on. But no, they just come back through. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's being so rubber bandy on this one track, and we've got 7 cars in front of us. Like, we're in 8th, there are 7 cars in front of us. Like, And now we're stuck in a drift. Great. Great, wonderful. I don't know, I'm doing worse now because I'm annoyed. This is not the car. This is not the car. We're going to find a better car. Like literally, they glitch through our car and then they slow us down as well. It's not just like they pass us. They slow us down through... Let's try the RT Solver. This is... I mean... That's a bit of a Ford GT shape, is it not? And the only colour I can change is the stripe. Interesting. I can do a 360 reverse drift. What if nothing else? We'll try and do that. Bit of wheel spin because I forgot that I was holding down the accelerator, but it's fine. It's not like we've missed our chance to overtake on the only place we can or anything. Oh wait. Okay, we've just got to concentrate. Concentrate and relax. That's all. The two things we have to do. And there he comes just to take the position back. Cool, that's fine, mate. You do that. You do you, you know. Why are we going 36 kilometers an hour? Like, it seems like every time we stop a drift, it's like, yeah, you've lost all of your speed. But I can't exit the drift. I'm trying to... The reason we've lost all our speed is because I'm trying to get out of the drift. Seems faster just to crash into the barriers than even try and drift. Maybe that's a strat. If all else fails. Oh, we're going to have to throw it back. Oh, the throwback. See, the drift just continued. Hold on, mate. I was trying to do a good bit of driving. I don't know, this feels very rubber bandy. It's probably just an unfortunate mix of track and like drifting mechanics and collision detection and rubber banding, but it's just all coming together into one impossible to beat race, which I'm sure it's not impossible, but I just need to drive quite a lot better than I am doing. Oh, come on. Okay, we're rank 6, it's not bad. We're rank 7, yeah, they're just going to take the positions back. We can never climb the ranks. Like, if we could just establish ourselves into like 5th or something, then we might even be able to overtake 4 cars. Oh, don't speak too soon, Nay. Don't speak too soon. They're going to come back. Yeah, that's... Do I do that turn wrong or something? Because I've never not been overtaken on that turn, despite the fact that we're going like basically our top speed. And then the game just boosts me into a wall. I don't like this one. It's so annoying when you want to like a game and the game's just like, no, don't like me. And then we lose all our speed again. I mean, I would have a read through of the link, but I'm currently racing, so maybe after this race. The thing is, if you need to read a detailed explanation on how to drift in a game, Surely drifting should just be easier in the game. Like, I feel like it's a bit like Train Sim World, where like, if you have to read a detailed explanation on how to drive a train, maybe there should be some sort of simple mode. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, great. You just speed off after hitting me, John Jones. These guys are all John Jones. They're just doing hit and runs all over the place. Oh, that was a drift, which helped us absolutely none. This car feels a little bit better, but it's kind of hard to tell because as soon as we do something good, we do something to mess up as well, so... Oh, I don't understand that one turn. It's just the worst turn on the track. And now we're going really slowly. No one wants to overtake us there, like... No, I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to the grippy boy. I don't have the manual. It was unboxed. To be fair, no one really kept the boxes from Nintendo games, like, because they were cardboard for the SNES and the N64, people tended to take the games out of the cardboard and chuck the cardboard away. Whereas Sega games, a lot more you'll find boxed because they came in plastic boxes, which were just easier to keep. Reach corner at a good speed, let off the gas as you steer into a corner, then apply it again. Steer around the corner, then straighten the car out by counter steering. Regaining wheel alignment is what true traction. Do it right and you'll fly out the corner. Okay. Okay, interesting. I have been using the analog stick, so I'm going to try and use the D-pad. I'm going to use the grippy car. We're going to use all the tips, and hopefully we can beat this race that has been haunting us, quite honestly. Do they say anything about how to get a good start? Because I feel like we get wheel spin quite a lot of the time. I think although the D-pad feels more responsive, it is hard to switch. It's quite a wide D-pad, so like switching from left to right steering is not a pain, but interesting, should we say. We did a drift though. It's not everywhere I actually have good speed to drift, so maybe that's been something that's been messing it up a bit, where I've been trying to drift without sufficient speed to do so. Maybe we need to be on speed. And I think as well the little boost when we straighten our wheels, I've been getting that when I haven't been facing out of the corner, so we just get punted into a wall as well. It's been a few different things about the drifting engine. Like, I'm sure if we can get it so that I can make it do things consistently, then we'll have a much better time with it. But for a first play of the game, I suppose it's just getting used to everything that the drifting engine does. I think we could do without the AI cars bunching up so much as well. I know that's obviously not something that can be fixed with an FAQ, but that would be nice. Okay, just crashing to the side of me. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll just lose all our speed then. It's probably not what's holding us up the most, but just being crashed into and losing all our speed really does tick me off, so... Look at this convoy of cars in front of us, like... Have you guys heard of pack racing? Because you're doing it. And then they just get in your way as well when you're trying to get through on the inside, Oh yes, come on, we're third. The D-pad's holding up. The D-pad strats are good. I repeat, the D-pad strats are good. Was the D-pad what we needed all along? Who knew? Well, apart from AJ, he knew. Come on. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. We're in second place. We're in second place, boy. Whew. Okay. One place to find. Got to make this my best lap. The dude said so I've got to do it. There he is. Our nemesis. Our nemesis Inferno. He's on fire. It's not Joe Tackett though. The defense is not terrified. Ah, pumped me into a wall. Like, not a car, but just the sort of the boost for coming out of a corner always punts me into walls. I'd appreciate it if it didn't. Oh, I'm trying not to lose too much speed even when we do crash. I think that's a big strat as well. I will say using the D-pad is giving me slight hand cramp, but if it means we win, then a collision. I'm going. Oh, come on. Slight mistake on the corner there. Might end up costing us. Ah, come on. Come on, we nearly had it.
Not bad, but you could do better. Give it another shot.
Okay, we're doing the strats. We're getting the strats. So the D-pad strats are good. Not countering too much into a drift. It's a good. Maybe, yeah, we're going to let off into the corners a little bit more if I don't think I'm going to drift. And, yeah. I think we're getting there. This could end up a complete series if we end up doing it like this. Just slight improvements every time. The D-pad is like massive hand cramp though. I don't know if you've seen an N64 controller, but the gap between the left and the right is not like a PlayStation D-pad. There's a much larger gap between the left and the right directionals. Just gotta have big hands. Gotta grow my hands for this game. Okay, I'd like to stop drifting now, please. Have to put in a like drift stop request form. 6 to 8 weeks before you wish to stop drifting. Still, it's got banging music and I'm getting slightly better at it, so Ridge Racer 64 gets the Nay seal of approval. Nice, we didn't actually slow down despite the fact we slightly hit him. I think the hitboxes are weird. Sometimes you don't hit them and then you get slowed down, and sometimes you do hit them and you don't. So you just have to hope for a good run. Oh, the defense is terrified. Nay's on fire. Sort of. Maybe I'm smouldering just a little bit. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Turn into a New Yorker when that sort of thing happens. Come on, man. Use guys. Oh. Just got to avoid hitting barriers. Come on. That's it. So I think not drifting in the first section is a really good tactic as well. We are losing far too much time to drifting in the early runs. I can't stop when they come back through. I can't stop them slowing me down. That's the one thing we don't control in this game at the moment. And if there's a way to kind of avoid being hit, maybe don't stay in the middle of the road or something. The research in this stream has been appreciated, AJ. Would not be doing this well without you. I'd still be in like 10th. Oh, we nearly had the mega send. We did have the mega send. We're in first. We are in first. Your defense is terrified. We're in first place. Take that. Oh, the D-pad is... The D-pad's the way forward, lads. We've had it. The D-pad's the way forwards. Put all your research dollars into D-pads. I'm going to need a hand massage after this. We're in first place on the second lap, boys. Second lap. Ah, lad. This is... I don't know. This is uncharted territory. Thank you so much for the strats. I'm having fun with this game once again. Like, we started the stream having fun, and then we encountered this race and I was like, what? What is this supposed to be? But it turns out all we needed was a D-pad and a little bit of caution. Sometimes all you need is a D-pad and a little bit of caution, you know. Now the question is, why wasn't there a Ridge Racer game on the Dreamcast? That's what I want to know. Can you imagine? Dreamcast, 60 frames a second, Ridge Racer, drifting. Ah, it would have been brilliant. Don't lose... don't lose concentration now. Now is not the time. They're right behind me, yeah. Thanks for that. No, now they're right in front of me. Oh, you're kidding. Don't throw this away, nay. Don't throw this excellent run away. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, woke Jeff.
Not bad, but you could do better. Give it another shot.
It was thinking about the Dreamcast. I'm going to say thinking about the Dreamcast officially messed that run up. I know. I know. I'm sorry. Definitely my fault. I did get a bad start though in that race. I'm going to blame it on the start. We're going to do even better though. We can do better than a quad send. We can do the quintuple send. We can do the octo send. Imagine the octo send. Maybe we can't. I don't know. We'll try. With every run I'm learning more and more about the handling and how to drift and whatnot. I think I was drifting almost too much before. There's no need to drift quite that much. Like, no one man should have all that drift. To quote Kanye West, sort of. Kind of glad there's no damage in this game though, because I would be absolutely, I don't know. You can finish that sentence. I need to think about racing. This was the location of the sends. Send location. Send me location. Send me location. I will be there. We need to stop doing that. That was partially what cost us last time. I'm liking this track a little bit more now I know parts of it. There's a few corners we still struggle with, but we are 4th on the first lap. I mean that. Octodad Dadly Ascend, that is correct. Ah, I'm having fun though, that's the thing. I almost stopped having fun with this game when we were struggling, and now we're back having fun with this game, so I'm happy. And we don't have a massive pack in front of us to catch, which is, again, probably half the battle, you know. Because now we can just concentrate on our driving and overtaking like these two plebs. Hopefully they didn't hear that, otherwise they'll be back later on like, what did you say about us, mate? We heard that. Up the inside. To be fair, we don't even need to try any dangerous overtakes in the tunnel if we don't want to. I mean, I probably will, but like, I should probably concentrate on my actual tunnel driving more, because that sort of thing happens, and we don't like it when that sort of thing happens. There we go. We need to take that one corner very carefully. Make sure we're lined up for this bit. These are the strats. Even if we hit that little edge a tiny bit, it's better to hit it on purpose than by accident. There we go, left. Probably shouldn't have braked there, but I don't think it's going to affect us too much. Yeah, I apologise for disappointing you last time, but I am actually improving leaps and bounds, I think. I'm going to concentrate this lap because I don't want to do that again to you. I really don't. Pretty fair to say I don't drive well under pressure. This is where they caught us before. Okay. That wasn't good. Come on, Nay. Come on, Nay. I had a heart attack for a minute because there was a car in front of me, but we would have been lapping him. We brought it home. We've done it.
You did it! You're the champion!
Oh. And that is why you persevere. Good times. Good times.
Congratulations! You've won the stage!
Thank you for the strats. Thank you for the support. I've won a trophy. We've all won a trophy. Look at these new cars. Look at them. I know I did. It was the pressure. I could feel the pressure weighing down on me in the final lap. I was like, every corner's difficult. Whereas like the past 2 laps, because I was trying to overtake, I was like, I got this. I think I need to be distracted, but then once my mind switches off, I just crash. So it's keeping a reasonable level of distraction. So I think we'll attempt one more course. I've been going 2 hours. It's 9 o'clock. I know you all want to have your dinner or something. But, I mean, there's an expert version of that one. We won't do that yet, but I'm going to give Ridge Racer Expert a go. And then maybe we'll call it a night. So we're going to use the classic R2 Ryukyu because it's the only thing I can really drive. AJ, pick a colour. You've helped me so much on this stream. Pick a colour, my dude. This is the range of colours. What looks good? Quite like the Italy colours, but it's up to you, you know. Even yellow doesn't look too bad. Bright green it is. There we go. That's the brightest green I can find. Let's do this. Nick agrees. We did it, Nick. We did it. Let's put on our favourite song. My favourite song. It's got to be your favourite song as well now. And here we go. We D-pad racing now. There's quite a lot of turns on this one, so we'll see how those go. Murder the cones. They're not really cones, they were signs, but you know, it's the same principle. Just murder anything on track which isn't other cars. I'm not looking forward to the expert version of the track that was difficult, but also I feel like we actually did get a little bit better at it, so you know, they can throw any turns they want at us. I'm ready for them. That's definitely the way you take that turn. I read it in a strategy guide once. See, I think with Ridge Racer games, if you're not constantly overtaking your opponents, they kind of do bunch up and then it becomes harder, so big strats to just constantly overtake, but obviously it's easier said than done, for sure. Plus, if you can't stop drifting, you need to go like drift rehab sometimes, you just can't stop. I'm like, I just can't, I can't. Hi, I'm Nay, and I can't stop drifting. Welcome, Nay. It's alright, none of us can stop drifting here. Oh, that was a section of track. That was like a slalom section. Whoa, we've got some air. We have got some air. The bonus with the longer tracks, though, is that you have more time to overtake opponents. So they didn't think that one out, did they? Because we're in 5th after 1 lap. And we've got a new record. Oh, I thought that was an opponent, so I sort of tried to avoid him at the last second, but it didn't really work. What I find with high difficulty stages on Ridge Racer sometimes as well is one opponent will stick with you through the field, so I think this guy in 2nd place is going to do just that. He's in light blue car. To rival our light green car, of course. I don't feel too bad about this circuit. This one's a lot wider in many places. Like I say, that's the way you take that corner, just every time. I will not stop doing that. Big air. Okay, now this is the slalomy bit. Coming up. Oh, that was not the way to take that bit. It's alright, I'm learning this. It's got lots of new little elements in this bit that I'm not used to. Like cars in the middle of the road. Right, this is the slalomy bit. It's not too bad. The AI seems to lose a bit of time on it. So do I, to be fair, but... Out my way! Ah. Here we go. I see my opportunity and I'm going to take it. 2nd place, 1 lap to go. We've got this guy to overtake and we can win. Let's do it. I always try and make the final lap my best, but it usually turns out to be the worst. For some reason. It's the pressure, I tell you. That is the way to take that corner. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just... Oh, it was this corner. See, look, how can that not be the fastest way? The D-pad strats are definitely helping. Like, if I was still on the analog stick, this would be a difficult course. The music's good. I think this could be one of my favourite Ridge Racer games. If I play this a little bit more, I mean, I'm well up for doing another stream on this for sure. Tell me if you guys would want to see another stream on this, because we might get stuck again and then that would be bad, but maybe we'll have a backup game in waiting, like Cruising USA or something, just in case. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, let me know. I have got a plan for a Christmas stream that I will be executing at some point as well, which I'll tell you about in a moment. We're going to come through for the victory. We're going to lap this guy. You pleb. He's not trying, is he? We did it. There we go. So we're back on track. We're back in the win column. Thank you for joining me. It has been an enjoyable stream. It's been the longest, I think, retro stream that I've done so far. So that's good. Ridge Racer 64 is a good game. We knew it would be. I knew it would be. But yeah. Semi-secret plans for a Christmas stream. I'll tell you a little bit about what I've got planned. You can try and think about the rest. But basically, there are some game cartridges which are super legit and claim to have lots of games on them when they really don't. At least lots of legit games, and then they end up being not so legit games. And I might have one of these plug and play consoles in my possession, and I might want to do a stream on the terrible games that are on it. Maybe over Christmas. Anyway, that's enough of a spoiler for you. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Obviously we've got our Twitch here. If you like our Twitch, subscribe or follow or do whatever Twitch wants you to do. We've got our YouTube, subscribe to that. The VODs go up on the day after we stream. We stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. And yeah, we got some streams coming up over Christmas as well. Hopefully you are starting to have good Christmas celebrations. I had my Christmas hat on earlier. I will put it on once again. We're getting a bit festive in the Armbar arcade. And yeah, it's been a really fun stream actually. Yeah, the nation's bootleg bollocks bonanza. That's what I'm definitely not going to call it. But yeah, great to see you all here, and I've had a lot of fun. So hopefully you have too. And yeah, keep on ridge racing, and we'll see you next time in the Armbar arcade.